so right now I'm going to demo how to draw a grommet. So you get to play with the gradient tool. We haven't done that yet. And I also sometimes like to play with the blend tool. So I want to introduce the blend tool to you guys as well. And you also get to use your, compound path. So lots of compound path practice today. Okay, so a grommet is basically going to be, oops, get rid of that on my face. Two circles together, right? One circle, another circle. It's a good idea to align them. So you want to remember how to align. Okay, cool. Command 8. Oops, does that work or no? Wait, there we go. Okay. So let's say we're going to do copper one. There's our gradient tool, and we can change that to not be black. Maybe we find like an orange color that we like. So let's see here. I usually pull it from a swatch. So you can, find an orange color you like, or just pull from the swatches here. Maybe we'll do like kind of brown. Click, drag, and drop. There you go, and you can find like maybe light brown over here. You can add more inside if you wanted there to be more colors in the mix. You can do that, and you can kind of move it around. So that's kind of fun to play with. You can make it be radical as well, or is that word? Yeah, radical. Radical. Kind of looks like a grommet, right? A donut. It is lunchtime. So that's fun to play with, and that works great in the apparel industry. I use that method forever. Once people start getting a little fancy, they start using the blend tool. So I'll just show it to you because we're in a learning environment, so it's fun to learn, right? Okay, I'm just going to make a circle here, and I'm actually going to say no fill, just as a stroke. And I'm going to introduce another trick, which is outlining your stroke. So here's my stroke. It's kind of thin, so I want to make it bigger. Maybe I'll just click drag and go down to like, whoa, that's too big. Okay, fine. So there's my stroke, my 4 anchor points. I'm going to copy it. Command C. Yeah, I hope that worked. Command C. Now, what if I want to make this guy yellow with a black outline? Well, I can't do that because it's stroke. So the outline right now is yellow and the fill is clear. But if I like this, I want the yellow to be fill and I want to add a black outline. Do you see what I'm trying to do? Mm-hmm. I could draw 2 like I did with this guy. That's basically what I did with him. Remember how I drew 2 and aligned them? Okay, well this guy's like, I don't even have to align because it's already perfect because of the stroke. So I can go Object, and I can take my path that I drew, and I can say outline my stroke. I use this trick an awful lot, so it's a good one to learn. Boom. Now it's a fill with clear outlines. So that's sometimes a faster way to draw something. Instead of doing the 2 and aligning them, you just did a stroke, make it thick, and outlined it. That's another way to go. Illustrator, there's like 10 different ways to do the same thing. Okay, now I'm going to hit Command F, and I'm going to paste that thing that I drew. I'm going to change the stroke width so that it's about, let's try 10. Maybe I'll do it a little bit more. So I'm basically working with 2 colors, and I want to blend them to get a gradient effect. So instead of using the gradient tool, I'm going to use the blend tool. So I think what I'm going to do, maybe I'll make this guy white right now. Okay, and I'm going to outline it as well. Object, path, outline my stroke. Okay, now I'm going to use the blend tool. W is the keyboard shortcut, apparently. Oh, and before I do that, I'm actually going to get rid of this black outline. Okay, so W, and I'm going to click the yellow stroke, and I'm going to click the white one. And it blended my 2 objects together. Can you kind of tell? Kind of made it, blurred them together, sort of, like this is the actual stroke. Let's try with a different color. What if I change this to black? Oopsies. Do you see how it blended the white? So you can make the white, maybe make it like a light gray. So sometimes from far away, it can make your rivets look a little bit more metallic or three-dimensional. I don't know. Impressive at all? Yeah. Sometimes it's a little bit nicer than the gradient tool. This is, I guess, Illustrator Nerd, where you just draw too much on the computer and fashion parts. How can I make the rivet better? So, so that's the blend tool is another thing to play around with. I definitely want to introduce you guys to as well. Okay, here we have like a plaid and polka dots. This is pretty easy.